Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly you are doing the impossible. Yes, let's talk about some impossible goals in a game of football which need a mix of skill, creativity, and sometimes pure luck, leaving behind the fans' awe.
Bicycle kicks and scissor kicks. These are goals where a player flips upside down in midair and kicks the ball backward, usually with their back to the goal. They're tough to pull off because players need perfect timing and coordination, and they can only see the goal for a second. Legendary players like Pelé, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic have scored memorable bicycle kicks. Rabona goals. A Rabona is when a player crosses their legs and kicks the ball with the leg that's crossed behind. It looks flashy and is extremely hard to get right. Some players have scored amazing goals like this, including Eric Lamela and Angel Di Maria. Volleys from outside the box. This involves striking the ball before it hits the ground from a distance outside the penalty area. The timing and technique have to be perfect, like Zinedine Zidane's famous volley in the Champions League final, which became one of the sport's iconic moments. Halfway line goals. Scoring from the halfway line, almost the entire length of the field, requires spotting that the goalkeeper is off their line, then hitting the ball with the right power and accuracy. Beckham, Rooney, and Xabi Alonso have all pulled off these memorable long-distance goals. Scoring directly from a corner. Kicking the ball into the net directly from a corner kick is rare and difficult. It's all about getting the right spin and angle to surprise the goalie. Diego Maradona and Roberto Carlos have both scored this way. Using a backheel, kicking the ball with the heel, to score in a crowded area requires quick thinking and perfect timing. Ibrahimovic and Ronaldo have both scored impressive backheel goals that catch defenders and goalkeepers off guard. Scorpion kick goals. For this move, players dive forward and flick their heels back to kick the ball over their heads, usually catching everyone by surprise. It is rarely seen in games because it's so hard to do, though René Higuita and Olivier Giroud have both scored with this move. This is a type of goal scored in a packed penalty area, where the player kicks the ball over their head without losing balance. It's difficult because the player has to react instantly and get around defenders. It's an impressive way to score because it leaves defenders and the goalie with little time to react. Solo goals through entire defenses. When a player dribbles past multiple defenders and then scores, it shows a mix of incredible skill and courage.
Classic examples are Maradona's solo goal in the 1986 World Cup and Messi's famous runs, where they weave through the defense on their own. This free kick technique makes the ball move unpredictably, confusing goalkeepers because it's hard to follow. It's difficult to control and requires great technique, which is why only a few players, like Cristiano Ronaldo and Juninho Pernambucano, have mastered it. Each of these goals represents a combination of skill, creativity, and courage. When they happen, they create moments fans never forget, showing the magic of football. As Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Let's have a look on some impossible goals scored by football players. In 1986, Diego Maradona scored goal of the century in Argentina versus England, World Cup quarterfinal. Maradona picked up the ball in his own half, dribbled past 5 English players, and scored. It was an unbelievable solo run, especially during such an intense World Cup game. Alongside his infamous Hand of God goal, this one showed just how brilliant and fearless Maradona was. In 2012, Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored 35-yard bicycle kick. Zlatan went for an outrageous bicycle kick from 35 yards out when he noticed the goalkeeper was out of position. He somehow scored from an angle and distance that made it seem impossible. This kick won him the FIFA Puskas Award, and fans still talk about how jaw-dropping it was. In 2007, Lionel Messi scored dribble goal versus Getafe. Messi dribbled through nearly the entire Getafe team from the halfway line before scoring, a goal so good that people compared it to Maradona's famous solo run. This was the moment that showed Messi was something special, drawing comparisons to the all-time greats. In 1997, Roberto Carlos scored banana free kick in Brazil versus France, Tournoi de France. Carlos took a free kick from 40 yards out that swerved so dramatically around the wall it looked like magic. Scientists even studied the physics of it afterward. The curve on this kick is still legendary. It looked impossible, and fans still watch replays trying to understand how he did it. In 2012, Cristiano Ronaldo scored backheel goal in Real Madrid vs. Rayo Vallecano La Liga. With defenders blocking him, Ronaldo managed to backheel the ball into the net without even looking at the goal. It was instinctive and brilliantly unexpected. This goal is a perfect example of Ronaldo's unique ability to improvise and score from almost any position. In 1996, George Weah scored full-pitch run for AC Milan in AC Milan vs. Verona, Serie A. Weah picked up the ball near his own penalty area and ran all the way to the other end, weaving through Verona's defenders before scoring. It was a marathon goal. It showed his speed, strength, and determination, earning its place as one of Serie A's all-time great goals. In 2011, Wayne Rooney scored overhead kick in Manchester United vs. Manchester City, Premier League. In a tense derby, Rooney went for an overhead kick that flew straight into the top corner. It was a moment of perfect timing and technique. This is one of the most celebrated goals in Premier League history, especially since it came in a crucial Manchester derby. In 2000, Paulo Di Canio did scissor kick in West Ham United vs. Wimbledon, Premier League. Di Canio met a cross with a scissor kick, angling the ball perfectly into the far corner. The timing and control required were unreal. Fans still talk about this goal as one of the most beautiful ever scored in the Premier League. In 2002, Dennis Bergkamp scored spin goal in Arsenal vs Newcastle United, Premier League. Bergkamp flicked the ball around a defender, spun the opposite way, and scored. It was genius and took everyone by surprise. People remember this as one of the smartest and most technically skilled goals in Premier League history. In 2015, Lionel Messi scored solo run in Copa del Rey final. Messi dribbled past 4 players from the halfway line, scoring a goal that left fans and commentators speechless. In a final match, this goal showed Messi's extraordinary skill and calm under pressure, adding to his legacy. Each of these goals is legendary because they made the impossible seem possible, turning football into a blend of art, skill, and sheer magic.